Now this is the alternator. I picked up a used one. This alternator cost me $170 used. The new one was over $500 with the $200 core, so a total of $700 until you return the old one. So we opted for a used one. I do work at a used car lot, so a lot of time cars get used parts. Now, this one will have 3 bolts, 1, 2, and then there's a third one on the top to remove it, and then there will be 2 coolant lines because this one is cooled. It's a very high amperage and it gets real hot, so it needs to be cooled down. So that's why these 2 coolant runs through here. And then there will be a big fuse block connector. Undo these 2 and then remove the whole connector from up top. And then there will be another one under here. Alright guys, we got a 2013 Chevy Malibu. It's the 2.4 liter hybrid Ecotech. We are going to show you guys how to replace the alternator. Now this guy's the big boy. It is a liquid cooled alternator. I forget how many amps that it is, but it's a lot to power this electrical system. So we are going to start off with, first and foremost, we're going to want to disconnect this battery cable. This whole car is electric, so it's very important that you disconnect this battery. Remove the negative or positive or both to be, a little bit safer. After that battery is disconnected, we can go ahead and start removing the air duct. I'll do that right now. Be an 8mm head or a slot or a flat head right there. Same over here. Just want to loosen these up enough to slide that duct off. Just gently squeeze and pull. Okay, we got this little metal piece off, set that in a safe place. Now this one we're gonna have to, for the throttle body one, it's gonna be right behind the plastic. See if I can get in there with a regular screwdriver. Okay. Once again, just loosen it enough so you can slide it off. Same concept, kind of give it a little twist and then gently lift up. And then there's another vacuum, a little PVC, a little air vent back here. You can do it by hand, push that off, or you can use the pliers. And then bam, that's off of there. Now, this is the alternator right here. It sits on top, but it's not that easy. Another thing, now before you pull out this alternator, you're gonna want to lift it up on the lift or jack it up safely and let some coolant out. Unless you're just comfortable with making a mess and spilling coolant everywhere, I advise you to pull the drain plug on the radiator and let some coolant out so you don't make a big mess. Jacked up the 2013 Chevy Malibu, and we're gonna open up the coolant drain. It's located right on the right hand lower of the radiator. And the petcock is right there. There's kind of this plastic shield right there. You want to lower that, and you can see it right there. I'll reach my hand in there and try to undo it. All right, you just want to twist this guy and open her up. And once it starts coming up, that's what we want. Okay, so it's starting to pour out. Got your drain under here so it catches that fluid. It's pouring out of the radiator now. We'll put new coolant back in there as well. So I just want to show you guys where the petcock was located. It's on the right hand lower of the radiator. Okay, so now we're gonna remove this coolant line that goes from right here, from the lower radiator hose up to the thermostat housing. We're gonna get that out our way so we can access this hybrid fused cable. Pliers, they work great on pretty much everything, honestly. cowboy. And just kind of wiggle it back. Hose looks a little swollen, so it's not trying to slide back how it's supposed to. I think we got it back enough. Got this lower one as well. Go ahead and grab that one. Okay, we'll slide that one. Sorry for the shaky video. I'm new to making videos and things don't go as planned. Okay, so now we're just gonna stick a screwdriver or a pick underneath here, break the seal. You want to be careful. Pull upward. You just kind of want to crack that seal and go around it. Best is to get some of those newer radiator picks, the ones with the flat blades on it. They work great for this kind of stuff. All right. Now we just gotta pull it off of there. Kind of wiggle it off, squeeze and pull, squeeze and pull. Okay, now we'll tuck this one out of the way somewhere, or we can just leave it there. Okay, so we got that one off. Now let's worry about this top one. All right, so I think we got that free. We're gonna go ahead and pull this 13mm bolt. And that's a 13, right? Yes, that is a 13. Undo this one, and then we should be free. Okay. Now we'll just undo this one from right here. Undo that top clamp, pull that off, and set it to the side. Next, we're gonna go after these bolts right here. Looks like these 3 10mm, and you can lift this main battery hybrid cable thing off the alternator. Get them loose enough where you can spin them off with your hand so you don't go ahead dropping bolts everywhere or nuts. That's my specialty, is dropping things. I swear I'm better at dropping things than anything else, which a lot of us are. Okay. Then we'll get that last one screwed off, and then we'll wiggle this connector off. Hopefully it comes off how it's supposed to. Alright, give it a wiggle. Don't force nothing. If something's not coming, don't force it. Okay, now after you get them 3 nuts off, you're gonna kinda wanna wiggle this plate off. Might be free. Don't force the whole connector. Only this top plate comes off at first. Then you wanna undo these 3 cables. I'm assuming positive, negative, neutral, something like that. Remove those 3 wires. So it's just 10 millimeters. Third one. Okay, and then now you just kind of wiggle it up now. Wiggle up this whole connector. Bing, bam, boom. Okay, get that off. Just set this, tuck this out the way. And then bam. Now you want to remove this upper coolant line next and that lower coolant line. And then we'll go ahead and pull the 1 mounting bolt there, and there's 2 on the side of it. We'll go ahead and pull these coolant lines off. Now if you think you're not going to remember where these lines are, just go ahead and mark them. Put a little white mark on the top one or the bottom one. And then once you get this, once you get that hose clamped back, you want to take a pliers and put it on there. And just make sure your hose is free. You want to just grab the hose with the pliers. Usually right there, up by the mouth of it. Usually grab it right about there in the front, and then just lock it on lightly and just rock it back and forth until you see it wiggle free. And then that's good enough where you can pull it off with your hand the rest of the way once it cracks free. And there's going to be some residual coolant that comes out. Not a big deal. It's going to be full. Put a catch pan underneath there. I got shop drain, so not a big deal. Okay. Now for this bottom hose, it's kind of tricky. You can't really get a pliers on it to crack it free from its seal. Get a hose pick like this and kind of work it under there. And just kind of wiggle this hose until you can break the seal. Get it under there until you can break the seal, then pull it back off with your hand. I'm gonna go ahead and stop recording while I do that. And the lower coolant line off, that's the lower, and that's the upper. We got both those off. Now we're gonna go after this little connector back there. Should just have a push, maybe a lock release, and then a push tab on the bottom. Yeah, so it's just one of them. Kind of take a hook and go back here and I'll flick the lock and release the unlock tab. See that little red lock right there? You just gotta kind of flick that back. Okay, see how we flick that back? Now stick the hook in there and kind of wiggle it back. Okay, that's the release. Got the release back. You may be able to do it with your hand, or it might be too hard for your finger to do. Get back off these Nipex again and see if we can grab onto it and release them. Okay. Kind of pinch that release tab with the Nipex pliers and got it back off. It's right there. This the tab. It's gonna be sitting flat, and you gotta grab the pick and pull it back. It's gonna be locked into here, so you just gotta pull it back. And then this the squeeze tab. Just grab that with the different pliers and pull it back because it was real stiff. That's what it looks like. The connector right there. Okay. Okay, then next, so I just took off this top mounting bolt. It's a 15 millimeter. You're gonna want to use a deep or a mid-link. Shallow socket's gonna be too short because of the stud. So we'll spin that one off, and then I'll show you where the bottom two are. The bottom two are gonna be straight down underneath the alternator. There's one right there, and the other one is right there. Both of those are 15 millimeter. Both of those are 15 as well. I'm gonna stick just a regular ratchet wrench down there, crack those free, and I'll holler at you when I'm done with that. Okay, now you got them two lower bolts free. What you're gonna wanna do is swing this up. You kind of set this camera up so you can see what I'm doing a little bit. Okay. Sorry for that angle, that's where you guys are gonna have to sit. So you're gonna wanna swing this up like that. So it clears that coolant line. And then just pry her off. So you wanna just swing it up like that, and then you pull her straight back. Now there's this little hose in the way. You just kind of want to lift it up high enough to clear that, and then you'll be good. I'll come back when I get it all out. All right, I got the old alternator out. This is the top mounting bolt where it slides onto with the 15 nut. And then them two holes right there are the lower mounting bolts. They're in a pain of a spot. They're a little bit tricky. I got one from the top and one I had to do from the bottom. So just be prepared for a little fight. Yeah, I just wanted to show you where that goes. So basically you pull the bottom bolts, swing it up, and then slide it out. And that's it.